we're coming at you a day earlier. We have a bit of a time restraint, a bit sooner than usual. So what we're actually going to do is actually talk about our show pick live on air, so we can figure that out, and then we'll go right into our individual spread as well. So once we figure out the show pick, then we'll take our number selection and then go from there.
Like, I don't hate that Eagles thought. Like, I could see them.
AJ Brown did say he's playing, by the way. He did announce
that does not matter to me. Covering has nothing to do with what the Eagles do. It's what I think about Washington. And I think they've played above their head all year. They're not a playoff team. They're not making the playoffs. This is a divisional game. Eagles are going to be probably kill them, even without AJ Brown. AJ Brown might have one of his worst games of the season. Philly will still kill Washington.
I can't get behind that pick.
I mean, I don't think it would be so hard for Washington to miss the playoffs, but okay.
I'm gonna say miss the playoffs.
It's the NFC. It can't be that hard for them to miss the playoffs when the entire NFC North and maybe two teams from the West get in. Like, seriously.
It would be the Seahawks that can knock them out, but it's either Seahawks or Commanders in that 7th spot, and then there's no one else in contention, really.
And if it were me, I would say the Seahawks are the better team that are going to get in.
Or you could see the Falcons making a push.
I mean,
no, the Falcons only get in if they win that division.
Yeah,
no, the Falcons, they would.
The only way the Falcons get in is if they win the division. There's no chance that they win out and enough other teams lose out.
I mean,
they're technically.
This is that time of year where, like, I hate some of these scenarios because some of them are like, well, you have to win every game and you have to lose every game. Well, that's the same scenario as 10 weeks ago.
Well, Commanders need to go 1-2 for them to catch up.
I do agree with Gov on some points. Like, the Commanders have been very hard to price, and like they've been very frustrating because every time you want to cheer for them, they do something silly. But man, you're strong. I can't get behind all.
They have 85%, and even with the loss, they're still at 78%.
Yeah,
they're just so far ahead.
Yeah, so when they lose all 3 games and they're out, I'm right. We're good.
But I did say in the description we will be covering the playoff.
This is the end of the year. They have to play divisional games. So, like,
yeah.
Oh, and
they're
the
going to lose to
Philly.
They're going to lose to Philly. They'll probably lose to Atlanta. And then, they'll beat Dallas or New York, whoever else they have to play.
It's Dallas.
But to be fair, we will be doing DFS playoff contests, so we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. We are a bit under our time restraint today, so we'll have to table that for now. Do we like anything?
I thought
I'm fine with Philly. Like, I'm perfectly fine. I'm more fine for reasons that you guys aren't fine with, but like, I'm fine with Philly.
I think Philly's just significantly better than Washington.
Yeah, if you guys really think so, I'll bend the knee because I would take it at -3. The 3.5 really matters to me, but I'll bend.
Yeah, that half a point could make a difference, but like I still think they cover. Like
if it was more,
I don't think that's a field goal game. It could be a 1-score game, but it's not a field goal game in my mind.
If it was a field goal game, I actually agree with you, but the half point actually does matter. But I'll bend the knee for this case because I know you guys have done it for me as well.
What's our number for today?
27.
1, because Gov has given me 1 in a million vibes today.
All right, I'm gonna go with 30, and it's 29.
So I'm closest without going over. I win.
No,
Price is Right rules.
No.
Like the rules for everything at all. Closest without going
Price
over.
is Right rules.
Yeah.
All
right.
right.
Going over. That's how everything is done always. Yeah. I'm surprised no one picked like an 80 number this time. We all picked right. Are you sure you didn't do 1 to 50 instead of 1 to 100?
Might as well have. I'm gonna just pick what I think. I just saw the spread. I can't believe it's that close. Oh my god. Let me just take what's probably the best value on the board. Rams -3 over the Jets.
Yeah, I don't get why people are betting this. People think the Jets are a good value this week, Johnny. I listen to a lot more betting content than I think either one of you. And I'm telling you, people love the Jets at +3. I don't understand why. Does anyone have any pushback? Because I'm not kidding. Whole whether you're a casual, whether you're a serious bettor, like people have circled this game, and I don't get it.
Yeah,
I mean, this is like the Jets season. The Rams. That's the thing. I don't think the Rams are a better team.
That's
but
what
the Jets
people
are
think.
an absolute dumpster fire of an
Did
organization.
you see all the reports that came out this week about Woody Johnson? Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay. Again, the organization is garbage.
Yeah.
Is garbage. The wide receivers are equal. Guess what? Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, just as good as having Puka.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Brees is better than Kyrie. The offensive line, better on the Jets. Like, the actual team is a much better team.
Agreed.
Around the Jets, make it an absolute dumpster fire.
Also, the Jets season is over. They are mathematically eliminated.
That's the reason I can't lay any points with him, even if I'm getting a positive. And also, some people apparently have thought Aaron Rodgers and Stafford are a lot closer than I do. Now, of course, you'll say that's lion bias. I don't think there's any chance that Aaron Rodgers is.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up in the NFL. Stafford probably has a Super Bowl in Detroit.
True, but like I'm saying now, like who would you rather have now, Stafford or Aaron Rodgers? I don't think it's close.
I'd still rather have Stafford, but I would have rather have had Stafford before.
Yeah, me too.
I always thought Aaron Rodgers was like
he was conservative. Good. He doesn't take chances.
Like not even that. It's more like he's very good and efficient, but that means he's going to do the efficient thing, and the efficient thing doesn't always win you football games. It just moves you down the field.
Yeah. And the old man can't really be efficient. But speaking of efficiency, let's go.
He's also never really had an explosive player. Like, I'm sorry, all those Green Bay teams, I don't remember one explosive player he ever had. He had a lot of consistent players. He had a lot of like Jordy Nelson was never explosive. Yeah. None of his he always had the older, non-explosive version of the running back. Like, the most explosive player he ever had was Devontae Adams.
Well, it was,
and even then, I would never have classified Devontae Adams as explosive playmaker. I would have said all-star talent receiver, but I never would have put him in the class of explosive playmaker.
Right.
Stafford. So, I don't think Rodgers has ever had that in his career.
I think Stafford actually had more talent around him, but I would say Stafford is miles better than Aaron Rodgers personally.
See, Stafford had like the all-in-one GOAT. He had that perfect, consistent possession receiver who was also 6'6" and super explosive. Kind of hard when you have a unicorn like that.
What is your pick, Gov?
All right, so my first pick is going to be Bengals to cover against Cleveland. Is it at 9 or 9.5 or 8.5? Actually, what's the number on DK?
It's 8.5 on DK.
I will take Cincinnati minus 8.5.
That's a big number.
Cleveland has not been good all year, and their defense. The one good part has been their defense, and it's been on the field too much, so I can't trust it. I don't know what they're going to do offensively. I do know Cincinnati. If they win out, they have the shot at the AFC wild card. They are going to push, and they have put up points all year.
Against Cincinnati, too, like, this is the game where you start Jameis and hope he can just go toe-to-toe with Burrow.
That's kind of what you need. That's the only
But it's going to be DTR this week.
It's DTR.
That's the thing. I haven't heard exactly. I think it's going to be DTR. I've heard rumblings it's going to be DTR. I don't trust that it should be DTR. I don't trust that DTR is going to play the whole game. You might see Jameis in the second half, and then they make a big comeback.
Also, the Bengals.
But that's my real thought is, like, I know Cincy can put up 30. I don't know if Cleveland can put up 20.
The Bengals might as well be eliminated, by the way, because, like, everyone else in the AFC is basically set. It would take the Chargers or the Broncos to lose out from here on out for anyone else to overtake them. So that's basically set.
True, but mathematically, we know with professionals mathematically, because of contract incentives and things of that nature, in my opinion, are going to keep going until literally they're eliminated. So I actually think this number is too low. I think Gov's getting good value here. I would price this at like 10.5, to be honest with you. I think Cleveland is shot. I think they're done.
With DTR, they have no chance.
Right, and the fact that it's even a question at this point tells me that, like, Jameis Winston is not in the right headspace.
Well, it has not. Jameis is always in the right headspace. Let's be honest. Jameis does not get down. He does not care.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't care.
I honestly didn't even realize that game last night put the AFC as close as it was, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AFC it's a wild way.
Jameis will be the backup this week, and I don't think the Browns can match them offensively when you have Jameis on the bench.
I don't normally do this, but one game
next two. So
yeah, one game I really like is the Lions at -6.5. I think they're a lot better than the Bears. I think the Bills might have slightly embarrassed their offense a bit. Maybe they feel like a bit slighted. They've had a lot of injuries. I think this is a get right game for Detroit. And I think Gibbs wants to prove the whole gimmick of him and David Montgomery was a real thing, but that's because David was talented. And sure, it's a loss, but we're still fine. I'm still a superstar, so I could see a lot of running in this game, and just the Detroit Lions just smashing the Bears.
See, and I agree with that, but more so like this is the second of the divisional game, and it was a close game on Thanksgiving.
It was.
I think Detroit wants to come out and prove something. Like, hey, you shouldn't have played us that close in Detroit. We're going to kill you in Chicago.
Yeah, well, did you see what DJ Moore said the other day, by the way? His press conference is so weird.
I don't care about what DJ Moore says. Like, he's now proven to me that after this year, with what I know of Keenan Allen, DJ Moore has proven to me that he is just a hair ahead of fucking Jerry Jeudy.
Donnie,
hair ahead of him. He should never be a number one wide receiver. Solid number two. He's T. Higgins. Solid number two. Should never be a number one. That's DJ Moore.
I almost didn't want to take the Lions because I didn't want to show my personal bias. And Gov just says, personal bias. Let me show you what I think about DJ Moore. Okay, well.
DJ Moore, he basically, somebody asked him about what are you going to do this offseason. He said, I'm not worried about that. The team can worry about that. I'm going on vacation. So, okay. All right. We'll get back to work when it's time to work. All right, man. Yeah. That's the mentality of a 4-10 team, I guess. Whatever they are.
Yep.
You got
no, that's the mentality of a third string wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So just
I'm
a Panthers fan. I love DJ Moore, and he has everything he's done since he's left has made me know that it was a good thing we made him leave. I would never play Jacoby Myers ever.
Jacoby's a volume monster. I have him on my fantasy team.
Jacoby was a volume monster, and then in the last two games, they've given none of the volume to Jacoby and Brock Bowers, who should be their volume monsters, and you're checking it down to Amir Abdullah 7 times.
Yeah, go off, King.
I cannot trust a single Vegas guy. I would definitely play McCormick. I'm also not afraid of Quinion Mitchell. Dude was ass the first 4 weeks, then looked pretty solid the last few. He's probably going to be ass at the end of the year.
He's been pretty solid all year round.
He was ass the first couple of weeks. Philly had one of the worst pass defenses through the first 4 weeks. He's looked better since their bye after that Cleveland game, which they all look like shit, which is another reason I don't trust Philly. Like, you looked like shit during that Cleveland game. You weren't good throughout the year. You've had games where you should be able to do fine. If Barkley gets hurt, that Philly team goes out first round.
Man, Gov, you are giving me some clips today. I got to keep these shorts. I got to keep some receipts for you, man.
I'm trying to talk quick, so you got 15-second shorts too. So just keep them in.
I mean, this guy's a quick question, and then Gov gave him a whole monologue. Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to get these spreads out of the way so we can build.
All right.
So what's your two?
Logan, what's number 2?
One?
Yeah, I don't see how this is a fair. Give me the Colts against Tennessee. I just want to attack bad teams this week. Maybe it's Friday and the lines are just like really weak, and we're used to like really efficient lines on Saturday. I don't know, but I see a lot of mispricing this week.
See, what you said, I agree with, and then I disagree with your thought on it. Like, yes, I want to attack bad teams. I would rather have Tennessee over Indy. Indy sucks so bad. Oh, God.
They might be, but they're a playoff team with some young, prove it to your players. Like, Tennessee is just a dead horse.
The issue is
Tennessee has a good pass
defenses. Yeah, Tennessee has bad defense or great pass defense, and you're going up against one of the worst passers in Anthony Richardson. Sorry, doesn't show me that you have a solid shot in that game. But
Indy's defense gives up to the pass, to the run, to the special teams, and they have turnovers.
You're gonna give me
like,
Mason
Indy's just
Rudolph
ass all around.
on Christmas week. Mason Rudolph for like the fifth time randomly. I don't know why.
You get a Rudolph on Christmas week?
No, I got a hot take. I can't let Gov have all these hot takes. Mason Rudolph when he was starting the UFL. I'm sick of that guy.
No, he would. He's like the weirdest consistent. Like he
shows
up every year
he
randomly.
He wouldn't be AJ McCarron as like the GOAT quarterback for the league starting the XFL, but he'd be a starter in the USFL.
I'm so
he'd
sick.
He'd make the Battlehawks roster. Trust me.
Well, I'm just so sick of Mason Rudolph because it's every December he pops up out of nowhere, plays like 2 random games, then disappears again for the next year. I'm sick of this damn cycle.
No. Duck Hodges started over him at one point. He's been given many chances to be a starter, and
he's never been given real chances to be a starter. I mean, he's always been the backup who comes in for an injured guy. Always coming in for an injured guy. But this time, Lubavitch just sucks. So there's that.
That's why I want to attack you. I think the Colts are going to try to run the ball. Jonathan Taylor should be embarrassed, by the way. I had that guy. That was a big momentum swing. They should have beat Denver. But onto the lineup, speaking of how we can get Jonathan Taylor and others in our lineup if we choose to, please no. But we'll go over to the lineup now.
No, we got 2 more picks, Logan.
Oh, do we?
Oh, yeah, we're close. All right. I'll get my last one in real quick. Stalling. Real quick. Stalling. This line, like, honestly, I'm looking at a number that it doesn't make sense to me. But I've heard a lot of people talking about it, so I could definitely see it. I really want to go the other way on it, and this is probably going to be my loss of the week. Because I'm going to take Minnesota to cover against Seattle, -3. Even though all my numbers tell me I should be taking Seattle +3. I don't trust Seattle.
I don't trust Seattle at all, and I don't trust Minnesota.
I can agree with that. Minnesota's not a horribly trustworthy team.
These are my 2 least favorite playoff teams outside of like Denver and Pittsburgh. There's 4 teams I just really don't see doing anything.
I'll be honest. I would feel a lot more comfortable about this game if I knew Sam Howell was starting in this game. I just think playing Geno at this advanced age, at this injury, like he hasn't been great, and now he's injured, and like he's going to try to fight through it, but that's not going to but this team has to win. I don't like Seattle either this week.
Yeah, so I'll just take the Vikings to cover. It doesn't look great in my eyes, but like I can definitely see it happening. Minnesota's going to at least have the chip on their shoulder to want to they keep winning, and Detroit were to lose to Chicago or something like that, or they lost to Buffalo. Like it's entirely possible Minnesota keeps winning. They can win that division.
Yeah, I mean they're tied basically. They're both 12-2. So
exactly, they just need Detroit to fumble one time and them to keep winning. And their schedule is they're going to get Chicago and I think doesn't Minnesota still have Chicago and Green Bay left?
I believe.
Or is it just Chicago? I
don't
don't have their schedule in front of me.
It is Seattle, Green Bay, and Detroit. So that's a tough finish.
Oh, so wait. I thought they'd already played Detroit twice. So literally the division's going to come down to Minnesota, Detroit week 18.
Week 18, yeah, will probably come down to that.
So they need to keep winning to make that game worth it. But they've pretty much locked in their playoffs. So it's weird. I've heard people talk about that being a good game environment because both teams kind of still need to keep winning, and they both are decent drive success rates. But I just don't know.
I do think that's a good way to build.
But I will take the Minnesota side.
What the Vikings have going for them as well is they've only lost to Detroit. Has Detroit lost a divisional game yet or no?
No, because they beat Chicago, and I think they've beaten Green Bay twice.
Okay, so neither of them have lost a division. Well, the Vikings lost to Detroit once, but so it could legitimately come down to that with tiebreakers. Not that it barely matters.
All right,
my final pick. Yeah. I've really stuck on two of them. I want to go Kansas City. It feels like but that 3.5 scares me. And if I'm going to rely on
the board if you want.
Yeah. But I'll just go with the other one. I'll go Tampa Bay -4. They're better than Dallas. They're significantly better. Trayvon Diggs out for the year now. I mean, they should be able to cover 4, right?
Wow, I didn't realize the Saints were +14.
+14, yeah. Listen, I don't think they can do it.
That's the Monday night game, New Orleans at Green Bay. Yeah, they probably should be +14.
Probably not, but Kamara's not.
Like, are they starting Hayner or Rattler?
It's Rattler starting without Kamara.
Oh, right. Kamara just got the groin abductor thing.
Yeah, he's gonna be shut down for the year, it sounds like.
I might have to bet 14 there. You don't see very many 14s in a professional.
You don't see very many teams without any
Green
Bay's
another team
playmakers.
that, like, they need to keep winning to keep their spots alive. They need to be
the Green Bay's one of those teams where home field advantage really is going to matter if they have an opportunity at it.
Sorry, Dan, I didn't mean to steal your spotlight there. That just surprised me.
14 is big, but it's just like the best playmaker on the Saints right now, without Kamara playing on top of everybody else, is who? MVS?
Well,
legitimately.
I'm not saying the money line is good. I'm saying I don't know if Green Bay pushes. Like, they don't seem like the team that would try to put up 30. Like, Dan Campbell does.
No, they'll run the ball. Like, that's a Monday night game. I'm going to be captaining Josh Jacobs' showdown.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say that right now.
It
Saints don't
like
clear me on defense, and they're going to control that ball game.
It seems like a game
they've won by multiple possessions almost like half their games this year. So
yeah,
were they playing teams with good offenses in those games that they just happened to play well, or were they blowing out horrible bad? Like, are they doing that to Vegas and Chicago where they could expect them to do it to New Orleans, or are those games against Minnesota and Detroit and good divisional teams and stuff?
They're doing it again. They did it against the Niners. They did it against the Dolphins, the Seahawks. They hang around with the Lions.
Good, but middle of the pack, good team.
Yes, yeah. They did it to the Titans. I mean,
again, good, but
Cardinals,
middle of the pack.
Yeah,
good.
And
good, but middle of the pack. Not great, not playoff teams.
Yes,
but they're not ass teams going for the top 5 picks.
Sorry, Danny. Give me your.
So those are teams that I would think could push them, but then just aren't good enough.
But give me your opinion on Dallas and Tampa. Who are you taking?
I had Tampa -4.
Okay.
I don't hate that. Like, Baker should be able to throw on them. Like,
right.
Dallas is still. I mean, Dallas is not good, but they're not good for offensive reasons, and like, their defense could still be okay. Like, no, Tampa's going to destroy them.
Tampa should legitimately win this game.
I'm trying to think of a way where Dallas actually has a chance. And, like, to be fair, like, the more I think about it, that should be the 10-point spread.
Yeah. But the chance is that Mike McCarthy is so delusional that he thinks that they're still a good team. Like, that would be their chance.
Oh, yeah. The thing that I really love Tampa this week for is because
McCarthy's
this is so
one of the coaches
huge
probably
for the
going to be
division.
gone at the end of the year.
If they win this game, they pretty much seal up the division and the Falcons are eliminated. Right?
Yeah.
Which
I think they only got to win one more.
They technically have to win 2 more, but come on.
Don't they play the Falcons? Oh, no, they've already played the Falcons twice.
It's such a good transition.
Technically, they have to win 2 more, but don't they have to play New Orleans and Carolina? So, like, those are easy wins.
Doesn't matter. Who cares? Let's just get to building our lineups.
All right.
Still
lineup builder.
The value quarterback this week is Michael Penix Jr. for sure.
By far.
Yep.
It's not.
Yeah, there's not even really a close one. Like, I've got a lot of quarterbacks written down. I think the New York Giants quarterback is in a very good spot on the other side of that game.
Drew Lock, by the way.
But I am not. I don't want to play. I would rather play Penix than Drew Lock. Like, I'll say that.
Look, Penix.
It's not by much, but I'd rather play Penix over Drew.
He has rushing ability. He's an older prospect, so if there's any like awareness or like playbook or preparation concerns, like an older prospect should already be there. They've been.
Well, my problem with Penix is he had the knee surgeries. I didn't think he'd be physically ready until start of next year.
Right, but at least they've tried him out before. He played in a blowout game with Atlanta. I don't remember which one. He's been resting and going over the team meeting. So he's been a part of that team, and they brought him along really slowly. Kind of what the Patriots wanted to do with Drake May. So I mean, we could have this discussion because I think there's other value to have, but I really do think this week is whether you Michael Penix or you do not. Like, I do think it's that kind of decision point this week.
Yeah, when it comes to value quarterback, like, he is the one you have to worry about. Like, Are you going to pay the $4,500 for him, or are you going to pick one of these other game environments?
I know this is supposed to be a value lineup, and we're not supposed to be thinking about stacks, but I do think it's going to be so high owned. The way to get different with it is to just leave him naked or pair him with Bijan. That's the way I think you play it.
I do really like Bijan this week.
Yeah,
I'd have to see if Penix has been who he's been throwing to in practice, because they'll probably use one of those receivers in a 3 or 4 wide receiver set, or could even take some snaps from Ray McLeod.
Yeah.
Or I'd love to see if he was using the tight end a lot, and this is a Kyle Pitts week. But I haven't been able. We're a day early. I haven't been able to dig into teams as much as I want, but I at least have my list of stats ready to go.
Okay. Well, I do have another value play for us.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't. It's kind of pick your poison. I think it's obvious. He's a little bit more expensive than I thought he would be. But Patrick Taylor, 5,200. He should be the lone starter. Garendo's expected to miss in the PMR of the Miami game.
If Garendo misses,
he's expected to miss.
Literally, I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wrote down the best 11 matchups at running back, according to the stats. So, touchdowns per game, explosive runs given up, yardage per game. I wrote down 11. I then wrote down 2 more last man in. None of those were San Francisco running backs. All right. And I'm literally just looking at the stats of it. I don't care about, I didn't write down names. I wrote down team and what the running back should be able to do.
Okay. So
for example, I did that not knowing who would play for Tennessee, knowing that I'm going to play probably one of Pollard or Spears.
Pollard or Spears? Yeah.
Probably Pollard. Pollard's been playing even though he doesn't practice all week. And we've seen him not practice all week and then get 25 touches in a game.
Oh, and I know, because it screwed me.
I go 13. We're on a pretty big.
But we're going value right now. We're just doing the value line. So
no, but I mean, even with that, I get it. He's definitely going to be a chalkier value, but that would be the first spot I want to get off.
Do you have anyone? Because I have a wide receiver guy that I think needs that.
No, on my list, the other cheap running back I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to make sure I'm up with you.
Because you focus more on running backs more than I do based on your build type, because you're more of a conservative 3 running back builder. So I figured maybe you could fill this spot easier than I could.
Let's see. Well,
I can
honestly, I don't mind, as much as I hated doing it on Monday, I don't mind going back to the Vegas guys against Jacksonville.
Well, I was going to say Abdullah.
One of Madison or Abdullah is probably a solid play.
Yeah, McCormick is on IR. So I would go Abdullah because he's significantly cheaper. But
and he also has the passing game.
He's got the passing game, which gives you the PM. I almost said PMR, but the
PPR.
The PPR, yeah. I knew I'd get there eventually. They are.
Madison might get 10 carries, but Abdullah might also get 10 targets. So if we're gonna plug in a value guy, I think Abdullah is.
Ooh, I thought Madison and him were a lot closer. That's why I pulled up the roster. They're not. I would heavily.
Not close at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I would heavily favor
that's
Abdullah.
definitely value. There's some value right there. Penix Jr., Taylor Jr., Abdullah. You've spent no money so far. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's value wide receivers.
I got Coker as my number 1 guy.
I was thinking it's a game where they're going to be pushed and have to show something if they're going to show anything at all this game.
Mm-hmm.
Booty might be a good play at 3,500. He's been getting 5-6 targets a week.
That's a good one as well.
That's 3,500, a guy getting 5-6 targets, and they need to do something on offense if they're going to have a shot to win, which they will try to win. They won't win, but they'll try to.
Just quickly on Coker, though, because I know they're the Panthers. They're not a fun team to talk about. He did get 6 targets. Now Leggett is highly questionable. He's actually listed as doubtful now, so his status changed from questionable to doubtful. So Coker at 4,200.
Coker was limited as well.
I personally, I know it's not really a value, but it still kind of is. I think Thielen at 5,600 would just be the way to go. That's still too cheap for him.
Well, he didn't get a tag, so let's put
let's say Leggett is out, which I assume he will be.
Yeah.
Coker is coming off a quad injury. That could limit a speed guy like him. David Moore would really be the cheap one I'd play because he should pass concussion protocol. But I think even at that, Thielen at 56 is going to be the number 1 guy and it's too cheap.
I didn't know this, so can you tell me if he's getting all the snaps like he was before? Because I can't imagine he is. When did Sanders came back a week after his injury?
Yes, he only played, I believe. I'd have to double check. I think it was 55%.
I'm not going to say we're playing him at all, but I'm shocked.
Yeah, first week back, I think he only played 50. Actually, last 2 weeks, I think he's only played 55, 60% of the snaps. They're easing him back in. But yes, I was so happy that he didn't have a horrible injury. I thought that was broken neck for sure when I saw the landing of him. But that's great. But I think they know. They don't need to get him out there 100%. They know what they've got with him. Just keep him out there 50 to 70% of the snaps. Keep him in game shape so that he'll be ready for next year.
Donnie, you said Mooney was 3,500? I must have heard you wrong.
I said Booty.
Oh, Keyshawn Booty from the
Yeah.
Patriots? Okay, gotcha. I was like, I think I heard it wrong. Let me see. Patriots.
It's a late game.
Now, I'm looking right now. I have my wide receivers. Again, I didn't write wide receiver. I wrote down the teams that have good wide receiver matchups.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking for cheap guys from those teams. And, what do you know? New England is written down.
So you like that one?
I could see Booty or Bourne, honestly.
Okay, the reason why I'm not saying Bourne is because I'm saying that the Patriots are going to want to hit a home run, and Bourne is the home run guy. They're in order to beat Buffalo, they're going to have to do something insane, and I think it's not with Kendrick Bourne.
I'm also
Bourne's also the better veteran receiver and is $100 less.
Booty's been getting more targets than Bourne.
Booty actually gets more air yards too.
Yes, he's been getting more targets.
4, 6, 6.
Look, goes through the math.
3, 5, 5, 6. Okay, so the last couple weeks, yeah, but that also makes sense for if what you're saying is right, and one's the deep ball home run, and one's going to be more of a possession style guy.
Down,
that makes sense.
Third down, it's close.
Would you not agree that Booty has to do a lot to get more, considering he's basically trying to eat into Pop Douglas's role? Whereas
Pop Douglas is not a deep threat. Let me tell you.
That's what I mean. Booty and Douglas are going to eat into each other.
No,
Bourne should have his
Douglas
4 or 5 deep
eats into Bourne. They played the same role.
But so you're saying Douglas is the deep ball threat?
No, Douglas is the short yardage guy.
Well, then that's what Booty's going to eat into because he's not the deep ball threat.
Booty's the deep threat.
No, you literally just said Bourne was the deep ball guy and Booty's the first to third possession.
No, it's the opposite.
You mixed it up. Yeah, it's the one of us mixed it up. I'm pretty sure I said Bourne.
I told you, Bourne is the deep ball guy. You agreed with that, and then I said he's 100 less. And
Bourne is the veteran that's sitting down underneath. It's third down and
okay, so you literally flipped yourself. Everyone can go in.
So. No,
everyone
go back.
flip
I'm
that,
right.
Nope. You just told me Bourne is the deep ball guy and Booty is the first to third possession.
You know what's more
That's why I immediately said, well, then that means Booty's eating into Pop Douglas's role.
It doesn't matter.
Bourne's going to be able to go deep all game.
It doesn't matter what I say. My voice is annoying and people don't listen to me anyway. So at least people listen to you.
But I don't mind one of those two guys. For value, one of those two guys works.
Booty is who I'd go as a residential Patriots fan, and I'm usually the Bourne guy. But this game environment says Booty,
and I would go Bourne just because Booty is a rookie and hasn't proven shit.
He's not a rookie. This is his third or second year.
So he's garbage. I'm giving him a pass because I thought he was a rookie.
Yeah, the Patriots.
So what you're telling me, he's garbage.
I'm not saying the situation's good. Just stop it.
You can't have it both ways. He can't be a dual. If he's the dual threat and he's possession and he's the deep guy and he's not garbage, you don't have Calvin fucking Johnson.
He's the deep guy that is the only guy who gets past his defender sometimes, occasionally, maybe at one time a game.
Yeah, I've watched these games. You don't have a wide receiver that gets past a defender. As a matter of fact, the only guy you have that has caught over a 20-yard pass is Kendrick Bourne. No, it's Kendrick Bourne.
Oh my God.
Like Bourne routinely, 37, 18, 21. Like he's getting deep ball throws. What's Booty getting?
He's getting the deep ball throws, actually, but they're just
looks like he got him earlier in the year, although that's just Houston and Jacksonville and the Jets who can give up deep balls.
Bourne gets his deep ball throws, they're all rack. He's a run after the catch guy, man.
To be fair, that's the thought exercise we're doing here is the value line, or the value meal essentially. So of course these guys are going to seem like recycled, not so great. We're looking for value. So.
True.
Listen,
when it comes to value, I would plug in one of the two. I personally am a Bourne guy, and I would rather have that $100. And I would rather have that $100.
I usually am a Bourne guy, but the game script tells me.
Here's what we'll do: if we need the $100, we'll circle back because I think we would agree. If we need the $100,
plug in one of those two. Yeah, let's not dwell on this. We don't have a lot of time.
We don't.
All right, so another. I'm now like just searching. I'm like another solid wide receiver.
Now,
cheap. I mean, Giants wide receivers look pretty good to me, but I don't want to take a shot on Wandale or Darius Slayton.
Well, if Giants wide receivers look good and we're already playing Penix, just play Giants wide receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Right. You could just plug in Wandale at 41 and have a solid cheap play.
It's true, we could.
And again, we can always we will be pivoting, so we'll see. But like I'm trying to look like sub 5K at wide receivers, and unless we go with one of the Carolina guys or one of the New England guys, there's not much, or one of the Giant guys, there's not much else around. This doesn't look like a really good, cheap wide receiver slate. There's definitely there's no neighbors out where Slayton and Wandale look amazing. There's no it's not like Chase or wait, is Higgins out? Actually, or was that? No, it's it's not even like Chase or Higgins is out where you could play Yoshi or Burton. There's not really anything.
There really isn't too much. I even looked at tight end for.
I mean, if Tillman were completely out, then I would probably throw Elijah Moore in there at 4,800. But even then, they're all, because of Jameis, they're all priced up to 5K. So they're not even super
that's the thing.
cheap.
Jameis really hurt the Browns' ability to play them.
I do think Robinson.
Jameis was helping the Browns' fantasy relevance, but because it was only 2 weeks, they're not in a good spot.
Well, we could. Is there any Miami receivers that we like? Because
no, I don't like any part of Miami receivers.
Okay, well, then is the value Jonnu Smith there? Because you look at their receiving core, they have Tyreek, Washington, Craycraft,
Some
and that's
people
it.
like Washington this week. I know that.
It's legitimately they're down to 3 receivers that have played NFL football, probably.
Yeah. Some people love that Washington.
Well, I mean, there's no value in that game. There's no value on that team.
I
get what you're saying with Waddle out, looking at Craycraft and Malik Washington, but that also looks like a horrible game environment. I'm not just going to play a $3,800 receiver from a horrible game I'm probably not playing any players from.
I actually agree.
I want to have no part of that San Fran Miami game.
I agree with you with it being ugly, but I think Donnie's right. If you're going to take a shot, getting a guy who has speed, who's only 3,700 with 6 targets, with injury boost, this would be the play.
I would just say leave that wide receiver spot blank and let's move on. Maybe that wide receiver spot instead of the flex will be the last.
Well, Jonnu should get the 10 targets again if we want.
Yeah, but he's also 5,500. He's not cheap.
I put Robinson in there for now, but I could take him out. I know he's getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just plug him in. Again, we're going to get this built and then we will upgrade it from there.
Yeah.
We had one more commenter say McLeod. So if
Yeah, Ray could work, especially if we end up stacking.
Sure, let's just put Ray in there.
Just out of curiosity.
No. We're good. We don't have to put Ray in there. Everything is fine. Let's move on to tight end. Like again,
tight end
we'll change
wise,
it
I don't think there's huge tight end value. Ninjoku might be out, but do we want to play a Browns backup tight end? No.
Nope.
Ertz might be out, so you could play the rookie if Ertz is out. Ertz was limited with so concussion for Ertz.
But Bates also plays for the Commanders as well.
That's what I like.
Looking at my sheet, it looks like Shig for Tennessee.
Ew.
Could be good.
Ew.
Or taking another shot on Brenton Strange.
I'd rather play Tyler Conklin at 2,800.
Wait a minute. Is Higbee actually gonna play in this game?
I think he was supposed to be activated this week, wasn't he?
He was sick in mispractice.
Yeah, he did. To Ghost's point, he did get activated though, but he missed.
Yeah, they activated him at the very end of his 21-day window. So they now have like a week or two to get him active for a game, or else they have to put him back on IR.
He was
I could see him.
Are the Chiefs?
I don't mind the Conklin idea. Like Conklin only didn't play last week because of the birth of his child.
He's 2,800 right now.
Conklin could probably.
I think Conklin's the guy.
Conklin at 2,800 is insane, actually.
Plus,
there's a very solid cheap tight end.
I'm being serious. We got baby swag. Like that does matter to teammates.
Aaron Rodgers will try to get him a birthday boy a birth of the baby touchdown. Yeah.
Right. I don't always like the birthday narratives and that kind of stuff, but there is some like personal connections that go on slept on. I think this is one of them. Any defense that we really like?
I mean, honestly, I have one that I absolutely love, but we can't really.
What is it?
I want to play the Giants, who actually have a solid. One good thing the Giants have is a pass rush. Burns and that. Well, I want to play them going teen off on Penix. Like that's sort of what I want to attack.
We'll leave Penix in this value lineup because I mean he is the best value of the slate, and then we'll.
Honestly, the other one I would play would probably be Washington against Philly, but I don't like that at all. I'm just looking at my list of the defenses I wrote down. It's like, I guess the Jets versus the Rams, but the Jets defense has been so ass all year.
Yeah,
has been ass since they fired the coach. It's just I don't know if I can trust it.
I do like
two of the best defenses on my list are Washington and the Jets, and I can't trust them.
I like the Commanders though with Lattimore. I do think one more week of Lattimore is better. I mean, nothing really is great down here, but if I had to pick one, it would be the Commanders.
I don't like the Commanders against Philly.
I mean, the only other one I would consider is I fucking think Indy is ass.
Tennessee?
So you can take
I would go
versus
Tennessee.
Indy. Again, all of these could be upgraded, but like for cheap defenses, like Commanders, Titans.
Now, to be fair,
Jets, Giants. That's about it for me.
Are we looking at 3 for you or 330? Just to be clear on your heart out.
Like 315 or so, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, we can finish this guy.
So we'll finish this guy. What we can do, since it was the two of us last week, me and Donnie could do a drafted lineup, and you can react to it if you want.
Yeah, if I got to leave early, you guys can finish.
Yeah, we should have time to finish this out. Last flex guy, we could fit anyone. We always just fit the last guy in who we like the most expensive. I really like Justin Jefferson this week. They have a lot to play for, and it's Justin Jefferson. I mean, what else do we have to say? Honestly.
I mean, I'm okay with if you're strong. I'm never going to make a case against Justin.
It's a very important game. Seahawks and Vikings have a lot to play for. I loved that game environment.
I'm not strong on it, but if you are, and, like I said, I'm not going to make a case against him. If Gov wants to, then I would hear it out. But
I'm sorry, I had to check my phone for a second. Who did you suggest for the last one?
Justin Jefferson. I think he's just in such a good position. That game should score.
Too expensive. I hate that Minnesota-Seattle game environment, to be honest.
I don't think
it's going to be a great game to scoring, but I will probably end up having too many pieces of it. But no, I don't want to play I don't want to pay off for Justin Jefferson. He's had one game all year that would pay off that 8K salary.
To be fair, and
in that game, he was literally the least useful player you could have stacked Darnold with. It would have been better to go Hawkinson, Addison. Even in the game, Jefferson paid off his salary.
Is there a star that we agree on? Basically, is really good value. We want to get in.
I just have the chalk guy I want to jam in.
Who is it?
James Conner against the Panthers.
He is chalky this week.
He will be chalky.
I'd like
But,
James
like-
Conner, I mean.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Let's jam it in.
Yeah, just throw James Conner into the flex.
Because I actually think our lineup will be so different that it won't matter. And maybe we should have done it last week and we didn't, so this would be a good week to go to it.
No Benson, no DeMercado. Like, it's DJ Dallas and James
I
Conner.
didn't know that DeMercado was I knew DeMercado was out. I didn't know Benson was out. That changes things.
You guys are really going to hate my favorite stack this week. It's
All right.
very gross.
Okay,
All right, let's go to the draft. Well, no, we gotta
This
fix
is just
this. We gotta fix
we have
this.
$10,000 to make this
I'm
lineup
not
actually
losing
good.
this
So,
team.
like we normally do, what's the first player you want to change?
Taylor. Patrick Taylor.
I would actually have said Wandale,
It was
but
Wandale.
Taylor would definitely be number 2. So, like,
Okay.
let's get off of Taylor.
Okay, because Wandale I would want to get off of too.
I really, really, really want to just get up to Bijan.
I
Yeah,
have
I
no
think-
problem with that.
I think that's smart. Because I do think you made a great point, Donnie, and I don't want to steal it, so if you want to add to it, but I think Bijan is the way to get different with this team. Most people are going to think Stags are going to think of London and Penix. I think you could easily
Or there's going to be plenty of people to convince themselves Pitts. You
Okay,
know that for a fact.
we have a lot of money. So, do you mind just like let's just do team jam them in with the 3 best running back plays we have?
Okay.
So get rid of Abdullah and put in Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. That was my next suggestion.
Like we have the money. Let's just put in Gibbs. So
He's-
now we have Bijan, Gibbs, and Connor. Those are going to be the 3 amazing running back plays. this week.
Is that a good price for Montgomery and what you might expect for Gibbs? I don't want to give a biased opinion. So, like, what do you
Gibbs
think
has
of-
been that price for the last couple of weeks where they've had him at like 74, 75 and Monty at like 7K.
right now the workload's expected.
Now
to
with
be
Monty
high.
out, he should probably be an 8K running back like Bijan, like Allen,
Okay,
like that.
so
Like he's
then
still
you are
200 underpriced.
Yeah. Because a lot of my bubble is Lions fans, and then people know I have a bias, so I wanted to see what a but I thought about 8,500 was too high, but about 8,000 was about right.
All right. My next thought is let's stack a different game. But do you guys have a thought on a player you'd like to change? Mine would be Penix and Wandale.
I would just personally, if I would move up on Wandale and go to Neighbors and just leave that stack, honestly. Just a different variation of it.
I don't want
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't-
want neighbors. Oh.
Neighbors
I
got
don't
14
mind-
targets
I
last
don't
week.
mind going
I
up to
mean-
Neighbors and having like a Neighbors Bijan mini, but I do not want to stack Penix, honestly. Like I get the value, but I would rather use our money to get to one of those 6K.
Can
quarterbacks
I
that-
give you my favorite quarterback this week and see what you guys think? It's gross,
Sure.
but it's a decent game. I really like Aaron this week. And we already have Conklin here.
I'm not getting off of Penix personally, so I
Rodgers.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I know it. I said it's gross.
honestly
I'm
I
now actually now that you point that out, aren't they who is
The Rams?
The Rams?
In the game, the Rams always have fantasy guys. It's gross, but it's
Surprising how I wrote down 11 quarterbacks in the best matchups. Never even got to that game, Rodgers or Stafford. Very weird. Like, it's not something I'm looking at, honestly. I don't want to do Rodgers. Honestly, I want to turn Penix into Kyler and then, like, Wandale into Marvin Harrison.
I think we can.
Or-
4,500 Penix. I think a value lineup that makes so much sense to keep him in. I really.
Yeah, but I don't need this to stay as, like, a value lineup. I could make it a better lineup.
Yeah, but I
Like,
think
that's the
we
whole
can
thing. It's no
change
longer a
something
value
better.
lineup. It's like a value lineup with the 3 jam it in.
We can change
running backs.
other things to make it better. Like Wandale, I understand changing Wandale.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like I want to get rid of Wandale and Penix and put a different stack in there. Like I don't want to stack Penix. I'm fine with Bijan.
Give
Bijan
me
can
a
do
stack
good
that
no
you
matter
think
what.
is. Give me another stack then.
That's
just give me
not
2 for
Kyler
2.
McBride
Yeah.
or Kyler Marvin Harrison.
honestly
We can't do Kyler McBride because we have Conklin in there, and I do want to keep Conklin, like 2,800 Conklin.
I was quiet, so let me just say really quickly. Honestly, I haven't thought about not playing Penix because I love stars and scrubs builds. So you will have to tell me quarterback pricing. truly 100% the honest truth of it. I do not know pricing this week on quarterbacks.
I mean, I'm looking at my sheet, and my top 3 guys would have been Kyler, Darnold, or Josh Allen. So I would love to get to one of those 3.
I mean, I like Darnold, so you're kind of putting me in a pickle there. Or because I like Jefferson. If I like Jefferson, I have to like Darnold. That's just the deal with it, I feel.
Yeah, but I don't think we have the money to do that.
I know, but we know Darnold doesn't need it to happen. Like,
so can we say that we leave Penix and play Justin Jefferson? Would that be the compromise?
No. Like, if we're playing Penix, I need a receiver. So, like, if we're playing Penix, we need to get off of either Booty or Wandale and go to, like, Drake London.
I'd go off of Wandale there.
Or we could get up to picks. Kyle Pitts, right?
I'm not going.
No, because I don't want to go double tight end, and I don't want to change.
Okay, you just said receiver, so my head thought.
I know. I said receiver, and you went to literally the 5th option on the team. I told you I built stars and scrubs.
Told you people would just go straight to that when they hear that stack.
Like, so yeah, I would just plug in.
We have enough for Justin if we did this, but you don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do an like Penix with just Bijan. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Like, if Penix is getting there, even at his cheapness, he has to throw a touchdown.
I actually like it. I just want to say that. I'm okay switching it if you and Donnie don't, but I actually like it.
Well, I don't like stacking Penix, but if you guys are hell-bent on stacking Penix, I need to get either Mooney or London in this line.
Just go Mooney, because I think it's less of an investment if we go Mooney. So I would go Mooney and say that, he doesn't have to go crazy.
Okay, so plug in Mooney.
I'm sure the price difference is drastic, right? Like
41 to...
Yes.
I mean, we have the spot. All you have to do is type in Mooney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, type in Mooney.
54.
Okay, so we're keeping this stack then.
Yeah, you guys are basically telling me that because there's no one else you guys have said other than, like, you guys haven't given me a quarterback you like other than Penix.
Because Penix is 4,500.
Okay, but he's also ass rookie in a bad situation.
You don't know how bad he is, and the situation's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
He is getting sacked in the first quarter, and they might have to start Cousins again.
Gov, I know you have to leave soon, so let me make this point. You could be 100% right. I just love stars and scrubs so strongly that I haven't considered another quarterback. So maybe I'm wrong.
And I haven't considered Penix at all.
See, that's why I love building lineups with you, because last week I did that to you as well. I forced you to build a lineup that I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm not. Unlike last week, where like I saw how Stone Smart Chalk could work and the tight end could work, and I ended up building it. I will not play Michael Penix at all. I will play the New York Giants defense. I will not play Michael Penix.
But we clearly should just move up off Booty at this point, right?
Yeah, at this point, like now looking at it, it's like it would be off of Booty or
and that gets us right to
Connor. Like, yeah, that puts us at 64. So
we could afford Neighbors.
No, I think the one I would go with here would probably be
Addison.
I was actually going to say BTJ. Will you scroll down a little bit?
Okay.
Ideally, like, that's a little too low for me. I would love to have gotten to Cup.
I was going to say, can we just pay down at defense and get to Cup?
Because, like, in this range, in my mind, it would be Cup and Jigba BTJ.
You know who's really cheap?
I do really like Jigba. Actually, like, I could totally see just plugging in Jigba.
You know who's really cheap that we're not talking about at all?
Who's that?
DK. He's 5,500.
He's clearly the number 2 on that team. JSN is wide receiver 1. Let's just play JSN.
Okay.
Like, I like attacking Minnesota in the secondary. And, like, top of my list of wide receivers is Seattle wide receivers. So, like, I don't mind getting a Seattle one in there. I prefer JSN to Metcalf. Like, really, if we put Metcalf in there, then we would probably just go London over Mooney.
Yeah, for that comment,
would you like that better, Donnie? Would you like to go Metcalf and then London? Or do you like Mooney and Jigba? I'm going to put you on the spot, so then on Tuesday we can actually review which one we're.
Yeah, that's a good two to think. Would you rather have?
JSN's just such a PPR monster compared to DK. Just JSN makes more sense, even though I want
JSN Mooney instead of London Metcalf. Because London's
yeah,
a pretty PPR
because
monster.
I don't want to invest that much salary into that.
I think I would go London DK personally. So now it's on the record.
It's too. I don't want to get too invested in a Falcon stack and against the Giants. That's too much salary into a game. That's
okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
We have 400. We can move off the Titans defense if we wanted to, but this is actually fine by me.
Yeah. Clarify that comment because Hunter. I don't know who much is.
Moof. He probably means Moof.
Okay.
And I would play Hunter. I would play Hunter Henry over Friday.
100%. 100% Hunter Henry.
Not that it's very far apart, but I would play Hunter Henry over Moose.
I would play Pat Fryinbooth, to be honest with you, because
although without the guys out, like I could see why it's a question. Like it's a real coin flip with no Pickens. Like Muth is going to get targets, and Henry has been like had stuff stolen from him by Austin Hooper the last few weeks.
Just so people won't think we're crazy here, but I really do like it without Pickens because I do think Pat Fryinbooth would have high volume upside for a touchdown. Like
that's a literal coin flip.
He gets targeted in good spots. Gov, you have to get out of here. Last week we did a draft lineup without Donnie. I would actually kind of prefer.
Well, he could still get his first.
I was about to say let's do another one. I can at least get one round through. Like I still have 6 minutes before I have to leave out.
That's actually a good point because then you can put some influence on the.
It is what is it? Logan first pick.
So Logan first pick and me last. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll at least get my snake in.
Okay, I'm just going to plug in. I think he's probably the best play on the board. So, yeah, let me plug in Gibbs. I just think he's too good. He's too good not to play.
All right, Gov.
Let's plug in Puka.
I like it.
Puka, I like it.
All right. Well, that is already. I already have my.
Wait a second. I thought you were number 2. Why did I say that?
No, I started off. I had the last pick in the.
Oh right, you had. Oh right, yeah, you had the first pick in the.
I am gonna just go with Conklin. I mean, that's insane value to me. I'm shocked. I am shocked at a 2,800 Conklin. And to bring that back. I think I'm going to just throw in another gross play that no, I don't want to double tight end us, actually.
It's a nice boom back. I guess I just didn't correlate it in my head.
I wish I knew more about Charbonnet because Charbonnet has a Q tag and he might not play. If he doesn't play, I would love Kenneth Walker.
Is Walker going to play?
Walker is playing, yes.
Oh, then I would tell Walker.
Let's put in K9.
I was about to say, Walker's the guy over Charbonnet when he's healthy. Anyway.
Yeah, anyways. I like Walker this week. Is that your
The Seahawks pricing is so cheap this week. I love the Seahawks, like skill positions.
Cool. You guys left me the ability to kind of like do
our best ball would have been so great. We had Miller on the bench that would have been ready to go. Walker would have came back from injury. I'm still lamenting. My fault.
My go?
Yep.
It is.
Everyone's already picked the guy?
Yep.
Kyler.
You bastard. I almost put Aaron in there.
I would have left the stream if you'd have put Aaron Rodgers in there.
Okay, it's my pick.
Yep, next 2.
You get 2.
That works for me because I was really gonna do Penix because I can't think about any other quarterback this week.
That's why I want to do it before you guys ruin another lineup.
I will make this a double tight end lineup because the coach literally came out and said they want to get Trey McBride this touchdown.
Thank you. That was who I wanted to put in with him.
He's already really good. And the only
great touchdown matchup for a guy who gets so much volume and hasn't scored a touchdown.
He literally got he got a screen pass on the 1-yard line to try to get him that touchdown last week. There's no reason not to play him outside of the touchdown, and against Carolina, to your point, Gov, I think it's a good play.
All right, one more pick for you, Logan. This will be your last one.
We're
gonna need some value. Not a lot, because we can still go cheap at defense. But you probably need a 5K or lower, dude.
Yeah.
Mid 5K or lower, dude.
I don't want to do that. I thought about Harrison, but I don't want to do that.
Carolina stack is on the board too.
Yeah, you can always bring it back with a Carolina guy.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me play Coker. I think
That's what I figured. I know you said he was one of your favorite plays.
See, I don't like guys with leg injuries, especially wide receivers. Like I would rather play Thielen or Moore, because like Moore's just got the concussion. He'll be fine as long as he's not in concussion protocol. Coker,
that's the thing.
A speedster with a quad injury, I'm just not so thrilled on it. I get the play though.
Do you think Moore plays? I'm okay with Moore too. I can give us more money if you think Moore plays.
Well,
I'm
just
almost
play
positive Moore plays.
We'll play it by ear, Logan. If we switch it on Sunday morning.
Yeah, you're fine with Coker for right here.
Okay, because I like both of those guys, to be fair.
We'll leave the more expensive guy in, and then we'll decide later.
Okay.
All right, so that gives us $44.50 a piece, but one of them is going to be like a 3K defense. So really, we have like 59 or less for a wide receiver.
I can just plug in like a 3K to give people the visual.
Well, it's 6K is kind of
if we go sub 3K at defense, which there were a couple of options, we can get a 6K player in our wide receiver.
Which the 6K spot is not beautiful, but
well, I'd say we could go cheaper than 3K too. I mean, I just picked the closest 3K defense.
I was about to say, like, so it's my pick.
Yeah, Drews.
Addison.
Okay.
If you're going to play Ken Walker, let's play Jordan Addison.
He got a ton of targets on that Monday night.
Scroll down. You passed him.
There he is.
I mean, the only other guy Addison looks good. Now,
Tennessee defense. I mean,
for me, it's either the Commanders or, again, we're not playing Penix. We could do the Giants defense.
It'd be the Commanders for me.
And it's my pick, and I say Tennessee.
Titans defense it is at 26. There you go.
And Rudolph does not have a miracle on Christmas. It's not foggy. Sorry.
All right. Now, Gov, I know you got to get out here. You've been gracious with your time. We did adjust a day early, so hopefully this content, finds you guys. You get an extra day
on Fridays at this point. This was a weird, rainy, snowy day with a lot of traffic out while I was trying to grab lunch. And that was my bad. Now I got to get ready for work late.
Well, I appreciate it, sir.
You good. And thank you, everyone. Hope you have a good night and peace out.
Enjoy a full weekend of football.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the reasons.
Well, it starts tonight with college playoffs.
It's true.
Oh, God.
Football every day.
He becomes
Good night, guys. That was a good way to end it for him.
I'm not going yet, bitches.